I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. For decades, financial experts like myself have implored you to have a healthcare power of attorney. Now, some healthcare experts say you don't need one because they just don't work. Kind of a jarring statement by Dr. Sean Morrison, who's chair of geriatrics and palliative care at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai in New York, says decades of research demonstrate advanced care planning doesn't work. We need a new paradigm. Now, he's co-author of a paper written for JAMA on October 21st, 21, and was cited in an article by Judith Graham published January 6, 2022 by Kaiser Health News. One reason for the limited value of advanced planning, according to medical professionals interviewed by Graham, is the difficulty of trying to anticipate the almost limitless hypothetical scenarios that may present themselves at the end of life. Dr. James Tulsky, who was cited in the article, says that many highly educated people think documents prepared years in advance will protect them if they become incapacitated. They won't. Well, this is strong medicine for highly educated people like myself in the financial planning and legal professions who have long preached that having a will and durable powers of attorney are estate planning 101. My first response to wonder why the medical profession has apparently sold us empty promises that parents' wishes would be treated seriously. My second thought was to wonder whether financial and legal professionals were assuming promises that the medical professionals never made. There were several reasons given for doing away with durable powers of attorney and healthcare directives. Preferences change over time was one of them, and the directives become outdated. Another was when people use standardized forms, like they're really popular with living wills. The directions may be vague and even contradictory. Another, that the documents are not available when it's time to make decisions, or services to support a parent's wishes are not available. And finally, those with the decision-making power may disagree with a patient's stated preferences. For me, these are not reasons to abandon healthcare directives, but they're cautionary reminders to apply them thoughtfully. From a financial planner's perspective, healthcare directives and powers of attorney are not just simply one-time forms. They're really specific, personalized legal documents that are routinely reviewed and periodically updated by professionals like myself. I also recommend attaching an addendum to your healthcare directive called the Good to Go Toolkit from Compassion and Choices that removes vagueness. You can Google that and find that particular form, or I have a link to it in the written column on my website. The unavailability of a POA during a crisis or a decision point has always been a really legitimate issue. In my opinion, it's one of the biggest reasons they are not followed. I routinely urge clients to put these documents on file with local hospitals, all personal health care providers, and especially the agent designated to make the decisions. The most concerning issue is the possibility of family members disagreeing with the patient's directives. Now, I think this is especially likely if the agent named in the power of attorney is dealing with their own grief when faced with following instructions to not keep a loved one on life support. Yet, in other cases, the person who has been trusted and empowered to follow the patient's wishes may have a compelling reason to disagree. Again, this is an issue that's best addressed with a detailed addendum to the documents. My conclusion is that while these medical professionals have raised very valid points, most can be solved with attention to detail, follow through, and keeping the documents up to date. The reality is that no legal document is an absolute guarantee that the signer's wishes will be fulfilled. The only real guarantee is that without the documents that make your preferences known, your wishes won't have a chance. Thanks for joining me.